everyone, I'm MInh
And I'm PHÖNG.
and we are from team
Prosperous
Pynology of Class 10 English 2 of CHUYên High School for the Gifted are here competing for the NESC. The name of the dog is Puppy, a sentence far from perplexing. But did you know that in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, 3 out of 4 third grade students do not understand it? Similarly, in rural India, nearly 3/4 of third graders cannot solve a 2-digit subtraction problem, such as 22 minus 16. And by grade 5, half still cannot do so.
In response to this problem, countries have significantly increased access to education, but being a school still cannot be generalized as learning. Considering the aforementioned situation reveals that we are now facing what is called a global learning crisis that is undermining impacts on our community.
We are facing a learning crisis, not an education crisis. As education is increasingly popularized and socialized, more children have had the chance to go to school, leading to the fact that the number of school children has skyrocketed over the years.
More students mean harder to regulate. We cannot guarantee that quality of the education. Are the children learning? How are they doing? What about the students who are left behind? The UN has reported that 2% of school children don't have basic mathematics, writing and speaking skills. And by 2030, over 100 million children will be dropped out of school.
And those 100 million children, they might one day become future leaders, innovators that can unite to solve irritating global issues. But again, the current status quo would not allow them to do so. Worldwide, hundreds of millions of children reach young adulthood without even the most basic skills, like calculating the correct change from a transaction, reading a doctor's instructions, or understanding a bus schedule. So, how big is the learning crisis, and what is actually the scope of the problem?
It's difficult to pinpoint the ultimate reason since there are many factors. It is akin to the reason why some countries are poor and some are rich.
If children go to school and don't learn, it devalues education and thus puts off governmental allocations to education, so that government and political parties can say, oh, we're spending too much money on education, but children are not learning. They don't have the right skills, and maybe we should spend less. Well, everyone deserves the opportunity of a quality education. Therefore, urgent steps must be taken into account to tackle this big, vast, and maybe the most neglected crisis.
First of all, we should focus not only on schooling, but also on the outcome of the students. From just counting how many bodies are in classrooms to actually how many are learning.
How can educational investment have a real value in ensuring the quality of pupils? To answer these questions, we believe the biggest transformation is to make the education system deliver results, so that priority and emphasis on the quality, not the quantity, and also on keeping track of children's learning progress.
Governments also should improve governance policies to address the problems of teachers' misconduct, such as absenteeism. This is exemplified by the case of teachers' absenteeism, which can be precluded by improving teachers' working conditions and making sure they are not overburdened with non-teaching duty.
Before teachers enter the classroom, they should undergo high-quality pre-service educational programs, and they need ongoing training so as to develop and strengthen their teaching skills and adapt to changes such as new curriculum.
Teachers should be trained to teach multiple grades and ages in one classroom, in multilingual classrooms, and to understand how teachers' attitude to gender differences can affect learning outcomes. A person must not forget to educate himself on the issues. Raising your own awareness is not just an easy but also an effective step to solve the problem step by step. After that, we can raise the community's awareness by developing the media-centered solution.
To tackle this crisis, aforementioned measures must be taken into consideration. In a nutshell, education is the civil rights struggle of our generation. Quality education for all, that's the freedom fight that we've got to win. Thank you for listening.